All right, let's push your timeline. So, see, I've seen you like on television with like Will and Jeff and CeCe Peniston and all that stuff. Your first year of rotation with professionals.
Mm-hmm.
I assume 91, 92, 93.
Yeah.
Who are you gigging with?
This is
like, how do you get a gig? Because I know probably the number one thing I'm asked like in my DMs is just like, can I get a gig? So
wow.
Same.
And you've never had to go through this. You never had to audition and do any of that stuff.
Thank God, because I don't think I would get the work.
Yeah.
I definitely wouldn't get chosen.
So you hear about a gig and you'd have to go to audition. And I remember going to this. I'm not going to say the band.
Did you audition for Boyz II Men?
You were just about to say it.
Oh, wait.
That was incredible.
Oh, because y'all the brothers and y'all read each other's mind. It was cute.
Oh, wait, you were about to say that?
But this was
Yes, he was.
This wasn't the Philly band. This was a New York band that was doing it. Okay. And I'll never forget. I took the train up here to rehearsal, and Boyz II Men walked in. And they was like, "Okay, let's do the song," and I was like, "I don't know the song," and he's like, "Just go." And I've never heard the song, so everybody's playing, and I'm like. And I think Boyz II Men said something, walked out, and the MD was like, "Yo, man, you need to know the music." It's like, nobody sent me the music. How am I supposed to know what I don't know?
Because it's Boyz II Men and they were already established?
I think because the MD at the time was just like, you messed up.
Oh, instead of...
like Ahmir. Okay, I get it. Oh, damn, I forgot to send you the tape.
That's
sorry.
That's an MD
see,
move.
I thought, now I'll admit that I didn't know about like the auditions for that. And after the point, I was like, yo, why didn't y'all call me for it? He's like, oh, we thought you knew about it. Everybody knew about it. But I didn't know musicians at all.
Yeah.
And so, like, how do you know?
It's just being in those circles. You know, being around, you're on the church scene or around the guys in the club scene, you hear about things. Hey, so-and-so's looking for a band. All right, let's put a band together or yada, yada.
All right, so today, of course, if you're 6 degrees to Blackstone, 6 degrees to Omar, I don't know who else is.
Man, all of them.
Yeah, Man. Right. Yeah. So if you're 6 degrees to them, chances are you're going to find some work because, I mean, Adam controls at least 17 acts. So he's looking for it, you know what I mean? But what was the lay of the land in the early 90s? Like, who should I have known to make my dad? My dad wanted me in that session circle thing. So who should I have known to? Because even Clayton Sears like auditioned for Boyz II Men, and I'm like, dog, I know you.
Clay,
best.
Just guys, I can't really put a.
You had to play with people.
Who's the Blackstone of? See, I thought knowing Bill Jolly.
Bill Jolly.
I thought knowing Bill Jolly.
Bill Jolly.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying his name. Yes.
Yeah. I thought knowing him would be like, you're in.
What's crazy is that it seems to me that the guys that have those runs as MDs are mostly bass players. It's kind of funny. Ricky Minor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kern Brantley was a guy back in that era that pretty much put all the bands together, and now it's Black. You know what I mean? Blackstone.
So the bass players are
Those fuckers.
Randy Jackson.
Yeah,
Right.
damn,
Makes sense.
Is it Ray Chew? Basement?
I got some songs.
Oh, and Ray Chew. You're right.
Yeah, so just being around, and I was playing with the wedding bands too at the time. If I didn't mention that?
No, you didn't.
Oh my God, I was playing in the
good
wedding
shit.
bands, and I was making money on the wedding
Yeah,
bands.
man.
I would play
Shout at the
play like the opening, whatever that is, then the ceremony, then the cocktail, and then the actual
reception.
party.
Is there a
and a
fake
mean
book?
horror.
Is there a fake book for the wedding circuit?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
You
just
have
a
to
lot
know
of the
it's top
popular,
40 stuff,
all
right?
the
Yeah.
top 40 stuff.
Right. And the horror.
Yeah,
It's a Jewish
yeah.
wedding.
Dun, dun,
I was about to say, you gotta
but
know
we
Bass and
would
Frankie
play the horror like shouting music though.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. The bass player like do. Everybody's dancing and drunk, so they don't know what's going on.
So all these City Line Avenue weddings. And
Yeah,
stuff.
all of those
Oh, wow,
weddings, man.
mainline, yeah.
Yeah, it was. Now, my last wedding that I did, I had to drive an hour and a half to this country club.
Best feeling ever.
I did the opening thing, whatever. Just a lot of the stuff is piano only. And then the parties with the full band. So I did that, did the ceremony, did the cocktail, did the party afterwards. I'm exhausted and carrying my keyboard. I had my black tux on, bow tie, carrying my stuff to my car, and this little old lady dismissively, without looking at me, passed me a valet ticket and like, "Here, get my car for me."
What?
And I quit the next day.
What?
I quit the next
This
day.
is not for me.
No. We passed. The
I
station.
wish you would have took that car.
And just took it.
Yeah. High school James would have done that shit.
I remember the first time we played together. D'Angelo came to Philly to record the Hypnotic, and of course the Hypnotic, and then we had like 6 hours to spare. We did a whole lockout, but we knocked the Hypnotic out in like 90 minutes. Like that's how fast he was with harmonizing.
Yeah, D'Angelo works really fast.
Yes. And so we took a food break, and then it was like, well, shit, we got, time on the clock. And we did the whole, do you know the song? 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 And I was like, oh, damn. All right, he knows what he's doing. And that's when Rich said to me, well, not for nothing. Because in my mind, I was like, yeah, man, this how, these types of chords, this is what I want. Come on, And James and Rich was like, well, not for nothing. I said, you got someone does better chords than him in Philadelphia in your own backyard. I was like, who? He's like, James Poyer. I was like, who's James Poyer? He's like, you don't know James Poyer? The guy, he's like describing it, wasn't coming to me. And he said Philly International, and I was like, then I remember the Apollo in London and that stuff. I was like, oh, that guy, he plays keyboards. And so he said, yeah, matter of fact, I'm going to call him. Kadar wants us to work with one of his clients, and she's going to come in from Dallas.
Okay.
And this was maybe 4 or 5 days later. What I do remember, though, is because she was young, fresh, and new, circling back to Sugar Steve with doing everything. This is the one time I remember Michael D'Angelo Archer showing up.
On
like,
time.
no, 3 hours early.
Oh, wow.
She's fine, still fine.
He was already back in New York, and I was like, yeah, man. I said, we're working with the girl Erykah Badu. Wait, where's she at?
Cue the Forrest Gump gift when he's running.
Are you ready?
I was running.
He said, wait, what? Who? What? I said, yeah, we're working with Erykah Badu. Oh, when? I said, I don't know, a couple hours. When she gets here, she's taking the bus down, and we're going to work with her. He said, oh, word, okay. So how long? I said, probably like 3 days or something like that. Oh, word, 3 days, huh?
He gonna get you.
She's staying there? I'm not even knowing I'm falling in trap. I said, she's staying down there? I said, I think so. I said, actually, I think some convention in town, so she can't even, I don't know if she's like coming from New York or whatever the case. I think she's like going to crash in Tariq's house or something.
Wow.
D'Angelo?
Oh, yeah. Tariq can beat me. Tariq can no.
I am not exaggerating. When I said, yeah, because the first week of Badawism, Tariq let her stay in his apartment because he was doing something else. So, yeah, she's going to stay with Tariq, and them motherfuckers was at Sigma. And so then we had a jam that night.
Session, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we
never get the Baduism story, so.
Well, I mean, this is that. I listened to the work cassette of day one. We basically, I think, Other Side of the Game came within damn near 3 minutes.
Listen, immediately.
Instantaneously.
Can y'all? So tell us about the song's workload situation, because I'm like.
So can I go back a little bit?
Yeah.
So at Philly National, I started working with this guy. His name is Fatim Dazzler.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So me and Fatim were writing songs here and there, doing some gigs. I would go to Overbrook and play, and he would sing, whatever.
Yeah.
And one day he hit me like, "Yo, there's these girls I'm writing for called Jazzy Fat Nasty.
Come on, man, with these
You should come
names.
down." So that's when I first met Rich
Okay.
at their house. And
So you came to the house.
yeah,
Okay.
and you guys were on the road, I think, at the time.
Yeah, absolutely. So I brought the Jazzies to Philadelphia to, hopefully work with them or whatever.
So that's when me and Rich developed this relationship.
Rich Nichols.
Rich Nichols,
Nice, Steve.
and that's why Rich
Already knew of you.
about me.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Was y'all what's the record? Unconventional Ways? Was that y'all?
We live in
Unconventional ways.
unconventional
Yeah.
ways.
Yeah.
He did that.
Yeah, I love
What
that
other
record, man. That
people
was my
may
one.
say.
But I will still maintain that, of all the projects we had our hands in, I felt that we went by that project totally wrong. Now, granted, the fifth Beatle in that situation was Mercedes' brother, Jay Swift,
That's right.
Yeah.
producer of The Far Side.
Yeah.
And way before I became known for being gaga for Jay Dilla's music, the shit that he did on their record
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
was, and this is way before, like, What's the 411 really was the first, singers can do what rappers do too, type of thing. Because I remember, like, when we first got that thing, we just looked at each other in the van like, wait, she ain't allowed to sing on no loops? Like, what the fuck?
Did a whole
It's like a
album.
rap record. Like, singers allowed to make,
Yeah.
like, I was against it. I was like, no, this is like a rap record. No. And before that just broke me down to like, okay, this is where R&B and hip hop really meet. Like, the Far Side record was the Far Side. The Jazzy Fat Nasty album, or at least the 7 songs that he did, was just like, I never heard that level breakbeat and beat chopping and all that stuff. Then they got to Philadelphia and we just undid all of that.
Yeah.
And it was cool, but like at one point they could have pulled a fantastic volume 1, volume 2 level of holy shit, that's allowed on the record.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing I regret about like the world not seeing the Jazzy Fat Nasties that I saw.
Yeah, because those Jay Swift records were never released. Were they?
Yeah, nah, they weren't.
came out.
They
Wow.
weren't. I think at one point we put like one of their songs in that. I think "Give a Dog a Bone" was
I remember that.
kind of that, like, but yeah. So Fatim brings you to the fold,
Yeah.
which makes total sense. We were on tour, so we really weren't.
Yeah.
So what's the plan for Baduism? How y'all come? Like, how do y'all decide what needs to be done? How her vision?
She was just full of like, I never saw someone just full of a bunch of ideas.
Yeah.
And she mentioned that she had something to like. She mentioned like I got something that's gonna flip like Bad Boys. What you gonna do? Like that sort of thing.
Ah,
And I was like, oh, that's cute. Like she had a lot of courses ready. She was the first person I met that like instantly had a clever course ready just in the stash. And so I remember when we sat down, 3 minutes in, instantly, like the first course he played was just the beginning. Matter of fact, we
What
just
song? What song? What song?
other side of the
Outside
game.
of the game.
other side, yeah.
Dude,
What you gonna do
dun,
when they
dun.
come for you, Bad Boys?
Yeah. Oh, what you gonna do? Oh,
Yeah.
I got
Right.
you.
I'm sorry. Yes, other
Yeah.
side of the game. So literally, when you hear the work tape, and it's not like you had it in the chamber or something.
It just happened.
You just, all right, a bridge here, and you just dun, 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 dun. Oh, that's dope. And
Literally, we cut.
matter of
What you
fact,
hear, we
that's the
cut-
take. That's
the take. Literally, like
yeah. So what
10
you
minutes.
what you know is other side of the game was musically a first take.
yeah.
And then you and Rich did a lot of sweetening up, like the horns and
horns
stuff.
and
So
stuff,
I
yeah.
just knew it as a rhythm track.
Yeah.
Me, Hub, and you. And then it came, it was like a full song by the time I got home off the road. And
One of the best songs of all
I was
time.
like, oh, this girl's going to make it. You know,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yes, Afro was real.
It was flat.
I was asleep by that point.
Oh.
Like, I don't.
Cause it's flat
On
on
one
One
side.
side.
Doo-doo.
Man, with Erykah, man, I want to talk specifically about Mama's Gun. 'Cause
Yes.
that was your kind of, I won't say your moment, but that was, as I understood it,
That was
that
his
was
baby.
you seeing it top to bottom. That
Yeah.
was kind of your executive,
Yeah.
this producer decision. Talk about that record, man.
Oh man, so just know that
Leaving
before it,
Voodoo.
I had to leave the Voodoo tour.
Oh.
I was.
I don't even know. Who did y'all replace, James?
June.
With June.
Okay.
Junior's birthday.
We started the Voodoo tour in March 1st of 2000. I mean, dude, what was, dude?
Listen.
I went to that show. That show
The
was
first week of Voodoo at the House of Blues
Oh my!
was like Chippendales.
Wow.
And then it got bad. It was then halfway through the tour. Take it off.
Because of Untitled, yeah.
No, the first
Yeah.
18 minutes. And mind you, we're preparing like this 3-hour extravaganza of every musical reference under the sun. And basically, they looking at they watch like, okay, what song are you going to take your shirt off on?
Which is crazy because to me that leads to where he is today, and not like that just ran him away from wanting to be that person anymore in a way. Right?
But he's actually back to that now.
Oh, is it? All right.
Look at you.
Oh, I'm sorry. No,
Did you just body roll?
She's got flush.
no pressure.
Yo, she just.
Mr. Archer, no pressure. Do what you need to do to be comfortable and healthy, sir.
So Mama's Gun.
Yeah, so Mama's
Yeah,
Gun.
so Mama's Gun.
Yes.
So yeah, that album almost killed me, man. Like, well, towards the end of it, where we were working in 4 different studios at the same time, and I like all 3 rooms in Electric Lady.
Okay.
And I was stuck in the studio without going to the hotel for a few days, and I had a beard. I remember Common coming to this, and I wrote on a Post-it note like, "Help." And then I had a stress attack, and the top half of my body stopped working. I couldn't move my arms.
You serious?
Yeah, I had to.
It was that extreme?
I went to the hospital. They thought I had a stroke, but it was just a stress attack.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy. I was dealing with Erykah, and I was trying to
That's a
insulate
sentence.
her from the label. They were,
So you were taking it.
I was dealing with all of that, and it was a lot.
What were they pushing for? What was-
Let's get this going now.
Okay.
We need this record now. We need to get this record now. And Erykah was just like, I'm moving at my own speed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Erykah's funny, man, because I don't know if y'all noticed. Well, should I say this? Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Sure.
If you look at the CD.
Oh, the track list is wrong.
No. Not only that.
Okay.
Yeah, but the color. If you look at the color on the outside and then look at the actual color of the CD,
Okay.
2 different reds. If you notice that, that was just her being like, "Y'all ain't gonna tell me what to do."
Oh, that's her. Wait, okay. Sidetrack. When you buy the 45 of What's Going On, towards the last 30 seconds, there's this thing where you hear the fade going out. And literally that was Marvin Gaye's middle finger to Barry Gordy, like, tell me what to do.
I do what I want to do.
Right. And
Wow.
So it doesn't give you warm and fuzzy feelings to talk about any of these
No,
songs.
no,
Because
no.
I really want to ask you about Green Eyes. It's like one of my
Green
favorite
Eyes.
songs of all time.
That was one of the greatest experiences I had in this
okay,
business. Erykah's my
No, I know
girl.
that.
You know,
Yeah,
that's
I
my
mean,
sister.
y'all done did a lot
As
together.
she's called me, she's my studio wife. I'm a studio husband, as she
Ooh,
said.
so can you talk about Green Eyes? I'm just while we talking about Mama's Gun. Can we just because
So Green Eyes, we wrote in Dallas. She has this old beat up green upright piano that's out of tune and it's got paint on it and candle wax everywhere and half the piano keys don't work. And we wrote the song there. You know, went down there and it just, you know.
when did you decide to like? Did the song always have so many changes in it? Because that to me, Green, that's why it stands out. Because it's like it changes with
Yeah.
her mind.
That's her. That's her.
Ah.
She's super creative and wants to, you know. She'll do wherever. You know, you got to try and you don't want to. You can't rein her in. Sorry,
Yeah.
you can't rein her in, but you just let her do what she wants to do and just trying to help her get her ideas out. And you know,
see,
produce
all
it.
I remember was y'all forcing me. I was definitely the night of the OK Player New York show. Were y'all on that tour with us?
This was what year?
The
What year?
cover of The Roots Come Alive is the night of.
I wasn't there that night. We ain't coming on until like 03-ish. That was.
Oh,
that
okay,
weekend,
okay,
so that was
okay.
later, yeah.
Yeah, like all I remember was that I was like throat bleeding level of sickness.
And you were asleep on the drums while playing.
Dog,
I never seen anything.
Clever. I track Clever, Kiss Me on My Neck, and we're not only we're not tracking individual songs. Like from what I remember, Clever, Kiss Me on My Neck, like she wanted to do it as a suite.
Right.
And I was like, look, let's just cut one song. And then, you know, when you go to master, like,
just put it
attach it
together,
and make
yeah.
it like, no, she's
She
like,
want to do it all in one take.
right.
Was it Booty? Was that
And Booty,
Ooh,
yes.
Booty, yeah.
The three of them. And
Dun, dun, dun.
she came in, gave me a barf bucket. Like, literally, no, I'm throwing, like, Booty. There's one point in, at the very end of Clever, I'm so mad y'all to make, you know the anger that you feel on Wake Up when we didn't put the delay on, what's the last song that we did for Waiting for Superman? That song, Rise or...
Yeah.
One of, and we didn't put the...
Yeah. I was like, where's the part?
I'm so mad. Like, I was trying to sabotage Clever so that y'all could say, look, just go home and come back again. So this was one point where I started doing, like, I was like, I'm really drum and bass right now on the rim shot. And I was just trying to fuck up on purpose, and y'all kept all that shit.
That's what you get.
Oh, man. Your production work as well, man. Probably my favorite project. Probably both of y'all is one of my favorit projects. The Al Green Lay It Down album.
Oh, man.
And I thought y'all just did an incredible job of, you know, bringing like his original sound, like all those things we loved about the old records, but it didn't feel like just, you know, cosplay. It wasn't like, oh, let's just make it sound old. Like they really sounded like they were great songs, and you know, and I thought y'all did a great job of that. What was it like working?
It was a crazy thing. We cut all them songs in what, 3 days?
Yeah.
What?
Because he would just walk in and start singing, and whatever came up, that was the song.
He was like the Kool-Aid man. Like,
Oh, yeah.
matter of fact, if I recall correctly, and I have this on tape, I think we were just messing around with the idea of the title track, Lay It Down. And then he just walked in and started singing. Like, we didn't meet him yet.
Yeah.
We didn't meet him.
I know you love that, Ahmir.
We didn't shake his hand or nothing.
He just walked in.
And when we heard his voice, I think I was trying to text James, like, on the thing. You see me, like, like, what the fuck? Like, we're playing with Al Green right now. And I wanted to, but he started singing, so I didn't want to be like, sir, this is really an honor to
Right. Yeah. Let him cook. Yeah.
Yeah, he just came in and started freestyling, and then
walked out the room and saw Spanky and was like, Spanky.
yes, Chalmers Alfred. Yes, he knew Spanky.
He knew Spanky?
He knew Spanky.
What?
Everybody knew
That's
Spanky.
Oh, if we talk about songs, can I just throw out one real quick with the two of y'all? I would like to throw out Sometimes, Bilal. I would like to talk about that song and how that came together in such magnificence, because it's one of my favorite Ahmir James collaborations.
Ahmir, you know this.
Teasing Common. He sprung on us that he was going to be an actor, and literally we're like behind his back, like.
I've heard this.
And so, he comes in all excited, and it's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do
Carmen.
Carmen,
Yeah.
Robert Townsend and Mike, what's his name that used to run the Source, doing a hip opera thing, and he's like, yeah, old girl from Destiny's Child is gonna be like
Old
girl gonna be my leading lady and all that stuff. And instantly, I was like, yo, we gonna induct her into Soul Aquarius. This is gonna be the shit.
Oh, that would have, wow.
Okay, because I'll
She
admit,
had to do it with
I'll admit
Bilal.
at this point,
Yeah. Everything I do is just
Yes.
I'll admit at this point, while his relationship flourished with his work wife,
Yes.
mine was souring a little bit. I'm not on Worldwide Underground.
Yeah. I didn't want to say, but yeah.
Yeah, and so my thing was like, okay, so I'm gonna bring more energy into the fold. This is the one time where I was actively campaigning, like, yo, we gonna bring her into the, and we were this close. Anyway, so he came in the audition all excited. He wore like a vest and his Jeff hat, like he's going to the club, like his audition clothes and everything. And he goes there, and we're like, yo, you're gonna do it. And he came back, and I didn't get it. And we just
started clowning.
right. And then he
Most got it. Yeah.
and then he said most got the role, and instantly a 4-hour session ensues with us at any given chance
Says.
playing Umi Says, and then James really brought up the temperature where he started singing, I don't think you do. And then after 2 hours of doing that shit, then Bilal just started singing to it.
I was like, okay.
Well, it was like a joke. Like, sometimes I wish I would have passed that audition and da-da-da-da-da. And then suddenly it was like, whoa, this is something.
Why you bullshitting?
Right. So that's how that got me.
Yeah.
And well, Chicken Grease also. Chicken Grease was definitely a common song.
It was a common song. It was Studio C, Electric Lady.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, we
upstairs.
didn't get to Electric Circus.
Yeah.
All I remember was.
You said no. You said
All I remember was that D'Angelo was working on The City. Okay, because CDs can only hold
79 minutes.
Yeah, 79 minutes for some plants, but D'Angelo's plant was 72. So he had to drop the second song off of Voodoo, which was a song called The City, which was really like a Roy Hargrove tutorial of just like amazingness. I remember D was working on The City downstairs, and we were working on Chicken Grease upstairs, thinking it was common shit. And I remember D'Angelo walked in, and he kind of looked at me and James like, now y'all know. Like, but it was a thing. You know, Common's all geek, like, yeah, man, I got this. And then when I went to the bathroom, you know how, like, Tupac was waiting for Omar Epps around the locker in Juice?
Oh, yeah, right.
That sort of thing. I got out of the bathroom, and he says, yo, man, bro, you know good and well that boy don't know what to do with that funk. He's going to waste that song. I was like, what'd you say? He said, I got to have that song. That's my song. Y'all doing me without me in there.
Wow.
And I was like, come on, man. Like, just let him have it. Nah, man, that's my funk. Like, don't give him my funk.
He was right.
Yeah, nah, he was right.
He was right.
And then I was like, trade off. So it just so happens that 2 days ago, before then, we were trying to find a song for Miss Hill to come and do with it. Like, it was like an any day now. She'll come off the road. No, they had a quid pro quo arrangement. He was gonna do nothing even.
Yeah, I remember
even
you
matters.
told me the story in the time, and I was mad.
And she was gonna do a
She
song.
like Making Love.
Yup.
Well, I mean,
No.
eventually that, but there was a Dilla song.
She didn't do it.
She didn't show up.
She didn't do it.
And then what we know is Ghetto Heaven.
Right. I remember that.
We just did that day, and I said, look, you don't want the Ghetto Heavens, at the time it was the Gangstar song. And so I had to broker the trade between Common and D'Angelo to take each other's songs. So
Gotcha.
Yeah.
You talk about Common, man. Electric Circus.
Yeah.
I want you to talk about New Wave because I swore that was a Stereo Lab. Like I thought you know what I'm saying? I got the credit, so I thought it was just so dope how you captured their sound. I mean, it sounded like a Stereo Lab joint, but you captured it perfectly, man.
Well, that's Ahmir.
Oh, okay. That was
no. I played it, but we had the part that Common was rapping over. That was the whole song.
Oh,
and we were like, yeah, we're gonna send this to Stereo Lab. And then you came in the studio and was like, nah, man, it needs a different hook.
Yeah, they gotta like knowing. I was always listening to Dots and Loops.
Yeah, same here.
And then I put Dilla onto it. And so basically, I just went and brought all their CDs and like, this is the kind of happy shit they sing to. So you guys got to find a way to amalgamate that into the song.
So
because Dilla and him did that track together. So
okay.
And he walked in and said, we need to change our hook, and then we just created that. But if you can go back to Chicken Grease. So I think we left the studio around 5 a.m. I left because when them two get together, man, they start talking about, and they start geeking out about music. It's like, I love music, but
it's
I
like
don't
a
love
Questlove Supreme episode without.
I feel like I know this feeling.
Finish what you were saying, James. You love music, but what?
I love music, but I don't love it like y'all love it. Yeah. So I was like, I'm taking a cab to the hotel. So I get in the cab. I have to walk out to 8th Street at 5 in the morning. Finally got a cab, and I get out in the hotel. And Dee's Range Rover pulls up with him and Ahmir in it. And they're like, yo. And I was like, what? Because I'm dead tired. Like, get in the back seat. And I was held hostage in that back seat for like another 2 hours while they listened to that song over and over and over.
Which one?
Chicken Grease.
Yes. Yes.
So by the time this is vocals on it, this is
This is just the track.
Oh, it's just the track. Oh,
I'm sitting there.
You know how we are.
I'm like, yeah, cuz.
You know, them two get
look.
together, and I remember on the tour bus in Voodoo, them two would be at the front, like watching James Brown. Like, look, he moved his left knuckle. Yeah. and the band went to a G minor. Oh, and I'll be like, all right, I'm going to the band. I'm going to sleep.
He's going, I like music, but not like they like music.
Here's the thing, though. I don't know if you remember this, man, but speaking of New Wave, you know that was the last thing that Mary sang on?
Really?
Wow.
The
bike accident, right?
Yeah.
She did her vocals. She went to the studio to do her vocals on that. Bike Ride Home.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh,
Who is this y'all talking about?
This is Mary
Hansen.
Mary
Hansen of Stereo Lab.
Oh, okay.
They had two vocals, Mary Hansen, Letitia.
And
Sadler.
Letitia.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mary, she died in a biking accident.
Oh, wow.
Man.
I didn't know that was her last record, though.
Yeah, me neither.
That was one of her last records. But all I remember was that like Dudley had dealt with her hours before, and then as soon as we got to the studio, it was like she passed away.
Damn.
Man.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Shut up, Steve.
I know. I feel like we haven't done that enough.
I know.
Yeah, it's time for one. We've heard a lot about Ahmir's relationship with Dilla. What was your, when did you meet him? And
This was like Water for Chocolate. You know, Khan was like, yo, man, we got to go to Detroit and I'm working with Dilla. And I'd never met Dilla, never seen him. And, of course, I love the music. But in my mind, I'm like, Dilla was 6'8", 300 pounds. Because the music's so vicious. I remember going to the house.
Inch high private eye.
And they open the door up, and I'm looking up like, oh. Oh, that's you. What's up, man?
Yup.
Exactly.
Yup.
So that day, we wrote literally the same thing kind of happened just instantly. Questions and I forget what else, but
Cold-blooded.
the questions.
Yeah.
Cold-blooded questions.
No.
Time
Also,
traveling.
doing it?
Traveling. Oh, yeah.
Not we're doing it. Funky for You.
Funky
also.
for You, yeah, Funky for You, yeah.
Wait.
All right.
Okay.
So I mean, I was just a fan. Again, the not only his approach to drums, but what I loved about him being a piano player, his approach, the way he would put samples together.
like chord changes?
The changes. It was almost like instead of 12 notes, there was like 18 notes, because just the way the things would mesh that you wouldn't imagine. And you can try and play the stuff, but your fingers can't really do it.
You don't have enough fingers. You don't have enough fingers.
You know, so I love that about him. And, you know, that was my guy. I would go
Yeah,
out to
man.
Detroit.
Remember when the
all time.
Athenaeum was a 5-star hotel?
I stayed at the Athenaeum Hotel all the time.
Athenaeum now is like a 1.5-star hotel. Oh, man.
Can I ask y'all two a question?
Yeah.
Soul Aquarians. I don't even know where to start, but I kind of want to say in 2024, how do y'all see the Soul Aquarians, and what do you, in retrospect, like?
Man, it's weird. All right, so Rosh called me yesterday. Rosh Common. And he's been getting poached by, his Hollywood connection and all that stuff. And the idea of it is nice, but, I'm really at a place now where I want a stress-free existence.
And some friends.
But y'all are older. I don't know. People, okay, I got you. Never mind.
Yeah, but it's just like,
Maybe just do an updated photo shoot and be done with it.
There we go.
But even that would take 12 years.
That would be, wow.
That would take 12 years.
Wow.
I mean, I'm not trying to be like overly dramatic or like talk a bunch of shit and then cut to, all right, guys, let's organize and do it together.
No, you being for real.
But it's just like, I for one, similar to you, I'll say that I've had 4 secret hospital trips in the last 20 years, 4 of them were always soul queering related.
Yeah.
Just the stress.
Wow.
The stress of, you know, and I can't do that anymore.
Family stress you out more, I guess.
Yeah, but no, not to this level.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah, I love the history of it, and plus, it's also like I went through so much drama after that photo was taken, where really the story was like, look,
people
dog,
felt left out. I remember that. Yeah.
well, not left out, but it was just like the territorial pissing part of it,
Okay.
you know, and that really stemmed from that story should have been an Ahmir story. But because I was in a place where I didn't want to own
I remember that.
or
too.
whatever, the whole anti-flower shit,
Mhm.
and I was like, put everybody in it because it's like all of ours. And yeah, it's just
What's the James translation? What was your?
James had a nice coat. From
I
that.
remember he had the camel hair coat. And then I was like,
I'm like, wait, why am I in the dingy ass Maurice Malone T-shirt? Erykah like, I got you this shirt, but James got a mohair coat.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, mother, damn it.
Hey, that whole experience to me was funny because I was looking at like I am very happy to be here. You know what I mean? It is you. It is me. Yeah. Like it was like just everybody around. Even the musical side of it before all of this, I was like, you got to understand what I've said. A lot of the stuff was created instantly. Yeah. So to me, it was like, oh man, I'm just playing, and it's people like it. So it was everything was a bit of a
Different for you.
surprise to me at that time. Like I'm just here, you know. Everything was I was bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and everything. Oh yeah. So
Mind you,
a-
when
a
it
lot of
works,
the
it's
drama.
beautiful.
Yeah.
When it works, it's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just leading
What it
up to
takes
that.
for it to work.
But it's still working a little bit for James in a way. I mean, like y'all's Love of My Life was post soul.
Well, I'm just talking about
Yeah.
all of, like the drama and stuff. I wasn't
Right.
really.
That's what I'm.
Gotcha.
I saw it was affecting him, but I was like, I am just here.
I'm just a piano man.
You look like
I'm just the man you met in the bus.
And to be honest with you, like, we've never broken up. I mean, the moment that D wants to go in the studio, chances are he's gonna hit me up or something like that. And yeah, so
James. You look like the Soulquarian's pimp.
Oh, let me see. I forgot it. Turn around,
He
Bill.
does. It's like they're all dressed for something cool. He's like, better pay me, bitch.
He is. He looks expensive.
Yeah. Yo, I love that
Yo,
picture.
can
now
I'm
that
just,
I know what I know,
I'ma
this is
just-
about to be funny.
I'm gonna just ask the question as safe as possible. James, what was the biggest lesson you learned, especially coming from a finance background, in your experience working on the album that should not be named? Because you touched it.
What is the album that should not be named?
Miss,
Come on now.
Miss Lady.
Oh, got you. That album.
Miss Lady.
Yeah. Cool.
The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Yes,
Yes.
come on. We taking
yeah.
our jackets off. The Miss Motherfucking Education. That's right.
I mean, the finance thing is, if you're gonna look at it from that
I
point
was just
of
keeping
view,
it safe, so
yeah.
but you can go wherever
No,
you
I'm
want
just
to.
saying, if you're looking at it from that point of view,
Yeah.
it's like, be careful what you invest in.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Some things that you think you're investing in, the returns don't come back the way they're supposed to come back. If you want to talk finance.
Yeah.
That was
But yeah, that whole
very
experience.
ambiguous
Yeah.
and fantastic. Keep going.
No, I'll say the real. So, it started with
Everything's
One Day Will All Make Sense with Common.
Retrograding.
Retrospect for
Retrograde.
life. Retrograde for life.
The most.
for life.
I asked during those comment sessions, I was like, dog, do you not realize, like, back then we heard that shit and I was like, oh man, it was like a Calvin got a job moment.
Right.
I said, but dog, you do realize that that's one of the most tone deaf, like,
Yeah,
Right.
it really
woman
is.
doesn't have
I turn it
autonomy
off
over
every
five-
time it starts playing.
Right,
Sorry.
but we thought it was like, yeah, we laughed and he's like, yeah, I realized I was
I'm
on the
sorry,
wrong
yeah.
side of history.
So
But-
it started there.
So with that song, you know, Common was in the session in New York with No ID, and they were like, "Yo, man, I'm working a song with Lauryn Hill, but the vibe ain't right. Can you come up?" So I took the train up, sort of reworked the song with him, and it came out great. And Lauryn was excited, yada yada. So I get a call a couple months later, and Lauren's like, "Can you come up to to Jersey. So I go up to Jersey to her house, and I will never forget this conversation. Sitting there, she's eating breakfast. Yeah, I want you to come in and help me work on this album, play some stuff, write some stuff, produce some stuff on the album.
Okay.
Those 3 things: play, write, produce. Gotcha.
So cool.
3 different chicks.
So
Yeah.
you know, and we developed a relationship. You know, it was like, yo, L Boogie, you know, Lauren, what up? You know, I go up there. I would stay days at the house. I was this was when I was staying in Zion's bedroom, the baby at the time. You know,
Okay.
working in the studio. She already had a crew of guys that she was working with, the New York guys, Vader and them, and also my brother Che Pope.
Shape-up, yeah.
was working on some stuff also. So me and Che, who's still like he just texted me. You know, we still together, but we were working on things I was playing on some things. It was just a lot of moving parts and a lot of stuff happening. Even though some of the other projects she was working on, like Aretha Franklin,
Rose Still a
yeah.
Rose.
Rose
yeah.
Still a Rose. You know, I remember her calling me. I think it was like,
Because that's you too, right?
yeah. I was in my studio in Philly. Excuse me. And I think it was 8 o'clock at night. Can you come to New York? So I jumped in my car, drove up there, played on a Rose, Is Still a Rose, you know, crashed at the crib, whatnot. So those kind of things was happening at all times. So when the album's being wrapped up, that's when things changed. That's when I couldn't get Lauren on the phone without a manager being on the phone. And it was like, oh, yeah, you did agree to that work for hire thing. I was like, what? What you talking about, Willis? You know. Long story short, I did file a lawsuit, but then I dropped the lawsuit because I was at the time I wasn't strong enough to deal with it because it was a lot of stress. It was a lot of, and you know, I chalked it up to a loss and a learning experience, and
Wow, the urban legend goes that James filed, he did, and he won, and he got a lot of money. I just need you to know that was the urban legend. It was like,
No, he was part of he was the one that
the first one that started the litigious situation, and so did anybody ever?
Yeah,
they did.
The three
Okay.
guys from New York. Yeah.
Took them a while, a few years, right? Yeah. But I was like, I'm just wash my hands of it and move on. I've been cool ever since.
I know.
You know what I mean?
I know.
I'm good.
Hey, would you work with her again? Have y'all had any conversations since that?
No.
That's right. Speak for him, Ahmir.
Hey,
That's nice.
No, I've seen it. She's been on the show a few times. So yeah, it happened. You know, learning experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a learning experience.
Do you feel in general, because I hear a lot that like everyone's rites of passage or trial by fire thing is like the getting ganked story.
jerk.
Yeah, that it is.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, it is.
Yeah.
Well, someone's going to get jerked. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess.
So what is the thing that you now do different? You had started doing different from that moment. Like, even is it a paperwork thing? Is it a conversation that you now have before, or
Lawyer.
even a lawyer? Yeah.
Here's the thing, though. Everything that I've did in that situation is what I've done with
Okay.
other artists,
Yeah.
and have continued to do, and it's all been cool.
Nah.
So it's just a one-off.
It was
Fucked
just
up
that.
one-off.
It was just that kind of thing.
Not that my 2 cents is needed in this matter, but I think a lot of the unspoken elephant in the room of it all is that perhaps maybe she was under the impression of, you know, this whole like the Stevie Wonder Prince written and produced, arranged, and da-da-da-da-da, like that. But I don't know any situation that doesn't require a village. Like even all of Prince's stuff was, you know, you hear Revolution members now saying, I wrote that bass line and da-da-da-da-da, that sort of thing.
Wow.
You know, I wish that she knew that, because I often wonder if she's punishing herself by stalling as a means to, if it was humiliating to get caught out there with the hand in her cookie jar, like, does she think like, see, we told you she wasn't no real producer, da-da-da-da. She had people to do it for her. But it's like, dude, like production's literally giving your 2 cents to what you think the musician should do. And that sort of thing. But I feel like if she has a better relationship that, like, I'm not judging her because of that. It's like, surprise. Everyone works on
Right.
everyone's records.
And that doesn't take away from my enjoyment of those records by knowing,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? If it's dope, it's dope.
But I almost feel as though, like, the insular side of her story starts with, you know, the revolution, you know, because the way that she initially won the case, and then
They appealed or something.
And then the last minute 11th hour videotape revelation of the proof that
that they were doing, other people were,
right.
Oh, wow.
That came into
on
play,
video.
and then it's and I almost felt like, wow, she probably feels like we're judging her and all that stuff, but no.
Didn't Michael Jackson scrub some of his name off the credits or something like that?
Greg
Of one of
Filling
his-
Gaines.
Yeah, he told us that,
Yeah,
right?
all the time.
Yeah.
It was Greg Filling Gaines for writing the bridge on.
Everybody
Don't
Don't
Stop.
stop to get it on.
Everybody a motherfucker in a way.
It's
Listen, it's like, I didn't write 100% of the song. I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah.
She absolutely is supremely talented. But, I played a small part. Just give me that credit. The small part.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a
I get
fucked up world.
So damn, I feel like this is a special episode of Good Times where Big Mama just passed and whatnot.
I'm just happy James felt comfortable having that conversation.
So this is what I always want to know, because you could tell the fiber of America based on interactions in airports.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, to this day,
That's not what I thought you were gonna say.
what did you thought I was going to say?
I don't know, but not that. But go ahead.
I agreed like I knew what you're talking about.
No, I'm just saying that. No, even like Ye once famously said that he'll sit in airports and look at people's shoes. Like when he designs a Yeezy sneaker,
Got you.
he hints not like the medicine shoes or the geriatric shoes or whatever they're called. But everyone always comes up to me and says, "Hey, I love your CNN special on racism and all that stuff."
Oh, come on.
Mr.
Come
Kamau
on.
Bell.
But I know post thank you notes. I know that post thank you notes, your life might have to be somewhat hellish of people.
You Nelson George.
Oh, shut up. Shut up. Oh, I didn't even never thought about that. I never. Never.
I've never seen Nelson George and James Poyer in the same room.
That is
I'm just saying.
a skit. That is hilarious.
No!
No. Oh my God.
Yo, that's going to live rent free in my head now.
Hey.
That is crazy.
That's funny.
I never thought about it till right at this moment. Between Pimp, Aquarius, and Jesus Christ.
Oh, wow.
No, but I'm just saying that, and I know this is very weird to say, but you being,
That is you.
yes,
Wait a minute. Wow, that is me.
You forgot what he looked like, James?
Yeah, 100%. I'm pretty sure that's you.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, moving on.
you being a highly utilized and recognizable GIF is
Oh, yeah.
actually not none to scoff at either, because
That's new celebrity now. That's a new
yeah,
form
being a
of-
GIF, I'm not a GIF.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, you are.
No, I'm a GIF, but I'm not
Oh,
the
not
go-to.
Like, yeah.
Like James, yeah.
Like,
I'm
I'm trying not to
laughing.
laugh.
I'm trying to laugh.
James trying not to laugh is the greatest.
If it's
gift there is.
shade or cynicism,
Oh, the shade.
Yeah,
or whatever,
throwing that joint up. Yeah.
his face comes up first.
Oh, James, that's
Is that a weird feeling for you
It is. It
to
is.
be?
A
And
meme.
what does your son say?
Infamous.
That's crazy.
I get recognized. It's crazy that I get recognized like. And it's the funny thing is always older grandmothers.
Yeah,
They love Nelson George.
they watch the Tonight Show. They watch the Tonight Show.
Oh, thanks.
Older grandmothers. And I can hear. I'm walking the street and I hear James.
Shut up.
So when I hear that, I'm instant like I know this
Yeah.
person. So I'm like, hey, and I'm like, I don't know.
Nah, man, that's like the new sampling. Like it really like memes. That's like
Yeah.
the new sampling. Like it totally just exposes you to a new audience that never would have got to you otherwise. So it really is the way
Grandmas.
of celebrity.
Yeah, on a Fallon note, Ahmir, I'd just like to ask you, like, why did you feel like you had to have James on this ride?
Mostly, we wanted to double down on every instrument. Because one person as a keyboard player, then if James is sick, our parents are up there in age, anything, I mean, we need to double down. So the plan was always like 2 keyboard players, 2 drummers.
2 drummers. Wait.
Stro Elliott.
Oh.
Hey, I'm in a band called The Roots, and so.
But okay, don't do that because visually people don't think drummer Stro. Okay, because they see Stro on the don't do that. They see him on a little thing.
I think I can
On a
answer
little
this.
thing.
Thank you,
Like,
Steve.
so
Be nice.
a lot of what happens on the Tonight Show is kind of like live scoring of like whatever's happening on the stage, and so James is good at that.
I thought that's what he would
That's
go.
it,
That's
James.
where I
That's where
thought he
we're
was
going.
going to go. Was more with Steve.
I mean, there's
said,
other
but
reasons,
right.
but that's one of the reasons I see.
Oh yeah.
That's where
I'm
I thought.
sorry.
That's where I thought you was going to go.
Well, besides he could play his ass off in the obvious things, I thought we knew that already.
James, you read and write?
My reading stinks.
So does mine.
My reading
Really?
Is it necessary?
No, well, so I can write piano music, but I can't play it for shit. Like 2 stabs at the same time? Nope.
Yeah.
Not happening.
The guys that can sight read stuff.
And is it
just
worth it?
instantly
It
slap.
depends on your profession, in my opinion.
I don't know, man. I feel like, once I found the Philadelphia school curriculum is dropping cursive writing and penmanship.
Yeah.
Well, that's different.
They can't get rid of. Come on, imagine Kappa not having that.
They don't have it. They're not.
They don't.
Reading music.
No.
Oh,
She's
oh,
talking
no, I
about
mean,
writing
cursive
cursive.
writing.
Oh yeah, no, I know the
Cursive
cursive is a
writing.
rap. The
Yeah.
cursive is a rap. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
wait,
just,
you're doing shit now. Like,
Yeah, that's
so
what's
talk about the
TV shows.
yeah, like your life as a scorer.
Oh, and thank you for Totally Awesome, by the way. I think you couldn't
Totally
believe I saw that movie. That shit was hilarious.
Wait, I know totally. What's that movie?
It
That's
was like a spoof movie with Chris was it him?
Chris Kattan?
I think it was Chris Kattan.
Kattan,
Did Brennan direct it?
Yeah, Neil Brennan.
Oh, like
my
a
brother
new
Neil.
It's like
Chris
an
Kattan
80s
movie?
spoof.
This is old.
This is like from
Oh.
This is years back.
James's
2000.
current job is the Jason Segel character on whatever that show is. He just plays low tones in like action crime documentaries. He sits in front of the TV and goes wah 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 wah.
Yeah, I was
Which
about to
also
say,
do.
how is scoring frustrating? It was frustrating for me because they never know what they want,
That's exactly.
All
but
the
they
time.
know what they don't want.
Yep, that's it. That's the thing. You got to learn to embrace the notes.
Right.
Meaning whatever they tell you. You know, I've had to learn that.
And take a huge
Yo,
swing.
had to
and I would
learn
say,
it.
bro, I learned that you were a big part of teaching me that when we did that Fame record.
Yeah.
Because, you talk about me telling you the truth. Like, I would send the joint, and you came back and was like, okay, man, yeah, this is dope, but I think, this part you should change and do a little whatever. And that was the thing that taught me of, like, listen, man, like, this is not yours.
Yeah.
Like, you're working in service of something bigger. So
Yeah.
if they want more cowbell, just give them more fucking
Exactly.
cowbell.
Exactly.
That's the end of it.
I had to, I didn't realize I had an ego. But
That part.
I thought
Yeah.
I had
You
an
have to
ego. The
check
first
that
time you
shit.
hear when somebody says, that's cool, but no.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when you
Or like
when you
It's
get
just
like
Grammy.
Out of the game. Nigga, what you talking about?
when you get the equalizer, like how is it fed to you when you're given scenes? Like, we need something here.
Yeah, so I'm
Touchstone presents.
co-scoring that with a guy named Robert Duncan who did it from the beginning for the first 3 seasons. I
Okay.
came on the 3rd season. I'm in season 4 now, and he's done. So he's a true vet at the stuff. Anyway, so he's been teaching me a lot.
Did he find you? Is that why?
Dana and Shakim called me.
Of course, right.
Shakim, I when I was like, I really want to do the scoring thing. I reached out to a lot of people, like, hey, if you need music for anything, I'm trying to do it. And Shakim
hell
hit me
yeah.
back.
It's a whole other brain side.
I DM'd Ava DuVernay. I was like, yo, so she hired me for Cherish the Day, and I did.
Oh, I love
I did the first 3 episodes before I got fired.
You got fired?
Listen, when I got fired, my agent said, "You're officially a composer."
Wow. Wow.
Ooh, what's that like?
Hey,
Sucks.
It sucks, but it is what it is. You learn from it.
Oh,
you
Amir,
know.
you are so blessed. That's beautiful. That was a beautiful
I got
question.
fired by
I
Terry
got
Gilliam.
fired before.
Well, you
got
said
fired by
before.
who?
I got fired by Terry Gilliam. You know that
Wow,
director?
yes.
Yeah, I did some like weird. It was like some NASCAR thing, and it just wasn't happening. And I got the it's going another way, Bill.
different
I was like, yeah, like a whole different direction. I was like, no
Bill
problem.
Sherman, NASCAR.
I knew it wasn't for me. I just didn't have it.
I got fired from Sizzler for stealing fried shrimp.
Can I say it one more time?
Yeah, go ahead.
Shut up, Steve.
Shut up, Steve.
But, so do the scoring, you do that pretty much from the crib? Is
Yeah,
that, yes,
from the house. So
that part. Yeah.
you're working on Equalizer. I started a new show, which I can't really talk about right now.
Comedy?
It's actually a crime drama.
A bunch of
No, actually, it's not. That's more equalized. This is more string quartet.
Oh yeah, you were saying.
So I've been writing a lot for.
quartet kinda
Yeah, I've been writing a lot of stuff for that.
We know when it
Cello
come out.
arpeggios.
When can we talk about it?
Dun, 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 dun.
When it comes out, because you don't know when you're gonna get fired.
Preach.
Do you like writing for strings? Is that something
It's
different?
something new for
Yeah.
me. You know, again, I'm pretty much uneducated in a lot of that stuff. But I had to. YouTube University is a beautiful place, man.
Like, damn, does Larry
So
even
yeah,
write?
like, what did you give me the crunch? Like, what's the crunch education version of scoring? Like, what did you have to learn?
The it's not, and it wasn't anything musical. Again, it's what we talked about: losing the ego and learning, really, truly learning that you got to do what they want.
Period.
Right.
Period.
Yeah.
So you can be as musical as you want to be. If that ain't it,
If it
that
don't
ain't
fit
it.
the picture,
If it
yeah,
don't
it
fit,
don't
It's got to
matter.
stick to the picture.
you got to stick to what they want. Yeah.
Well, I always, the first thing they always lose when I got called was no drums. So,
Right.
You're like, I'm fired.
because it gets in the way of the dialogue. So then I'm like, well, I'm not. This is not for me.
It's funny though that I've read and seen that there's a lot of like really heavyweight producers that try to do this, and
They can.
Yeah.
Nah,
they like,
man.
no, I don't want to. They
Because-
don't like being told no.
Yeah, and too, like working on TV, that's a different timeline. Like
Yeah.
you don't have time to sit and talk for 2 hours about
No.
what it's like.
This-
No,
yeah.
we need this shit now.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so we got to get you past Ludwig. Like for me, Ludwig is the
Gordon?
tree that has to. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh.
he started at Community, and then he did all
He's cold
Glover stuff,
He's amazing.
and then he did Black Panther, and
Yeah,
he did
shit
Oppenheimer.
did Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer
he
just
won.
won.
For
Like,
that.
Leia, this is Ludwig Göransson, the composer. Do you know who
I
this is?
got context clues.
Okay.
I figured
You
out
look
what y'all was
clueless.
talking about.
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
but
Found it forever.
Him, Chris Bowers is another one that's just like.
Ah, yeah, Chris is, yeah.
so those are the mountains you have to climb to get to
Thomas
the
Newman.
prime stuff.
Yeah, those.
What is it that you want to score?
I would love to do some big budget Hollywood.
So John Williams shit.
Action, like an action.
It don't matter.
It don't even matter.
Yeah, you know, I love all kind of film. You know, I love.
Maybe
I
you need
watch
to
a lot of
circle back to Common,
Or maybe-
or
maybe a
the
Questlove
guy you made
directed
fun
film.
of, the guy who you made fun of not getting the gig. Maybe you should call him.
Common's in a lot of movies these days. It's just,
You know. All right. So, is there anything like for you besides the never released Randy Watson record? Is there?
Ahmir, yeah.
You've done everything now. Like, what is your preferred method of creativity? Do you prefer live shit? Do you prefer creating a record from soup to nuts?
It's a combination of all of it. You know what I mean? It's
Or
a
when you're doing it, you wish you were doing what's over there.
if you do, for me, if I do too much of one thing, I get kind of cranky. And it's like I gotta go. I need to go to a jam session or go play. You know, it's crazy. We play less than 10 minutes of music on the show. Really. So you want to play. You know, that's why we started doing those jazz gigs around town, just so we could.
Oh, is that a thing in
Play.
New
Flex
York?
them
Did you could
muscles,
just pop up at a jazz spot and see James Poyer?
Well, he was at Django,
Yeah,
at the
of course.
Django, which was like a really hip New York jazz underground spot. But now Chief has Uncle Chief's.
Yeah.
Have you guys done gigs?
I played there before. It's great.
Yeah. So yeah, Dave Guy and Ian Hendricks and James.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
dope.
Get there. James is really he downplays his actual piano ability. Let me find out that
He
James
downplay
doesn't
everything.
think that he's a good piano player.
still learning.
I'm still learning.
As you should. There's nothing wrong with that. But
Not even.
Name yourself.
Like he's a very capable piano player because we wouldn't have utilized him all these decades.
Shut up, Steve. No, but the best thing is a balance of
Yep.
you know, sitting in front of a computer screen doing whatever, playing with a band, playing live. You know, just a combination of all of those things. Doing session work. You know,
All
that's
the things.
I love it all.
So I was going to ask you, what's the next record that you are working on, like artist-wise?
I'm working with Tank.
Oh,
Tank and the Bangers. I'm working
Yes!
on poetry album.
Yes.
Tank and the Bangers.
Yes. But first of all, either way, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, but Tank,
That's
But I
my
feel
guy.
like you were
Tank my
giving.
nigga, dog.
yeah, I love Tank.
I feel like you were giving other Tank energy.
Well, I was giving other Tank energy because I was just James acknowledged.
Well, you
Nah,
started
Tank-
body
Tank-
rolling.
she raw too,
Yeah, but Tank,
nah,
come
she
on
raw.
now. That's a girl.
A lot of body rolls
That's
in
my
one day.
girl.
Yeah.
If she's listening, what up, baby? That's my
Orleans.
New Orleans accent to
Amazing
her,
voice.
which she hates.
She's been on this
Which
show.
sounds
James.
Jamaican.
It does. I know. That's what she said. You sound Jamaican.
Okay, so before we wrap up, Steve, is there anything else you want to add?
James Poyer is a legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
Facts.
No, for real, bro. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
You know, I will say that you know, of all the keyboard players in the world, from West Philly, from Southwest Philly,
You're the best.
All right.
from all the Jamaicans,
That zip code.
UK born keyboard players in Southwest Philly.
Extremely specific.
I mean, man, no, thank you for doing this, and you know, take your flowers and
Nah,
These
seriously,
flowers.
man.
Take these flowers.
Thank
Nah,
you.
man. Thank you for always being a big brother, man. For real.
I appreciate it,
Straight up.
man. I
Thank
love
you
you
for
guys.
getting-
Love you, bro.
Thank you for getting Fonte in the film and TV world. Like that's dope. Like that, the evolution of
my
that
first,
is like
yeah,
beautiful.
09. That was my first like
James
TV
Poyer,
gig.
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, we
sir.
love you.
Love you guys, except for Steve.
Anyway,
Steve.
on
Love you,
behalf
Steve.
of James and Bill and Laia and Fontegolo and Sugar, this is Questlove Supreme. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.